What up? What up? Merry, Merry Christmas! North Carolina, you in the house? Boom! From the front seat. 9 on the grind TV, y'all. Woo! Everybody clap your hands like this. Come on. Hey, yo, Brendan, Ohio, you up there, sweetheart? Say, Patty, I love you. Bayshore, my hometown. New York City. Sure, you heard? Philadelphia, Baltimore, Vermont. Ooh, oh. From the front seat, y'all. Get lifted. Merry, Merry Christmas. Pennsylvania, DC, Baltimore, Minneapolis, Detroit, Georgia, what you up to? My family in Virginia, I love you. South Carolina, I love you. Sweetheart, you know I love you. Woo! New Orleans, Florida, Oklahoma, Utah, Chicago, Nevada, North and South Dakota, Carolyn of the Bell. Merry, Merry Christmas. From the front seat. 9 on the grind TV. Oh yeah, feeling good today, y'all. California, what's up, Joanne? In Nevada, Samoan, doing the Humpty Hump in Hawaii. Tokyo, Anhayaseyo, Japan, China, Germany, what's up, England, Dubai, Australia. You know I love you over there, Carmen. I love you, Wendy. Oh, Elizabeth, Ireland, hit me up. Yo, DJ Cocolino, Italy. Thank you for playing my shit. Woo. Merry Christmas, y'all. We're gonna rock around the tree today. From the first seat of the party. Your special guest, your host number 9. That would be me. Produced by Mr. Juan Fleet, but he's on a semi-vacation. I love y'all out there. Africa, are the pyramids still up? Ukraine, Russia, all around the world. We got to stop this hate. And we got to remember, it's about peace, love, and harmony. Merry funky Christmas, y'all. From the front seat is upon you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. And if you just kind of just celebrate that in-between thing, that's good too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love all you guys out there. You know, you guys know who you are. So, you know, thank you for tuning in. Always being faithful Funketeers and following Funk from the front seat for almost 2.5 years now. We're going to look back today and talk about some things and have a little fun. And I'll pull up maybe 1 or 2 things that I really want to touch on that hit me throughout the year. We've had a lot going on, a lot of things happening, but just remember, always try to keep the faith, and understand that everything that we're dealing with right now in life, it has a cycle, has a beginning, has an end, a middle, and an end. And we need to just understand that everything's not always going to work out perfect, but in the end, they work out exactly the way they're supposed to. And that's something that we all need to keep in mind. You guys can follow my stuff. I'm putting up some banners right now, and you can follow my stuff at nappyheadfunkarmy.com. Please check that out. And just please know that I'm always going to be about peace, spiritual peace, love, and harmony, because that's what makes the world go round. And of course, united we stand, funk, not fight, keep the funk alive. So you'll be seeing those banners, run across the screen at the bottom. We just dropped a new track of What Came First, the Funkin' or the Egg. one of the few artists down here to sign with Oak City Music Collective on their new label, which is really great, in conjunction with the Nappyhead Funk Army label, NHFA. So, let me get my hat right because I got to make sure it looks good on the screen. But anyway, we're going to get the show started. Thank you all for tuning in. And, I know you guys are out there holiday shopping and you're doing a lot of good stuff. And we're going to run the show again at 6 o'clock and then again at 12 o'clock at night for our people overseas. And don't think I forget about all you people in Italy and Germany to follow the show. I have a lot of followers around the world and we appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. You're great. You actually made this show what it is. And I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. I would not be able to do the show without my fantabulous producer, Mr. Mark Lee, because he's the man behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it fast, keeping it sassy, always classy, always on time with what he does. I appreciate him to the max. Right now, I can see him back there lounging with a cigar in his hand, just doing what he does, and he don't even smoke, but he's holding one like he's a big man. I see you over there, Mark. I'm watching you, bro. But I always joke around with Mark. He's a straight up guy, man, and I make him laugh behind the screen because he can't come on and laugh at me. So, but he'll get me somehow. He'll be back on in a little while. Probably, to give some final thoughts and wrap up this Christmas season. Next week, we're going to actually show a rerun because we'll be performing Nappyhead Funk Army 2.0 down here in Raleigh. So 919, please come out and support it. It's going to be rocking. It's like, I don't know, 100 bands out there, something like that, dropping the Acorn Ball. But we will be at the Poorhouse, okay, with Crucial Fire and a bunch of other amazing guests. And also, I want to give a shout out to the Wednesday night crew at Brett's Open Mic down here, 919. They really showed out, and really supported my thing. And I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys for that. So thank you, Brett. And thank you, Delaney. And thank you, Coffee and Cedric and Will. And all the beautiful spirits, Miss Constance, thank you for always support what I do. And I appreciate you guys. Just hope you can come to the show. But before we get the show started, hold on. This goes out to all of you, and especially someone that I love. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows some turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. Every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, from the bottom of my heart, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, y'all. That's from me to you. And you guys have a happy holiday out there. I had to do that for somebody special that I really love. Mark, I see you tearing up back there. I see that it got you in a moment. It took you to place. Yo, Mark's my brother, man. I love that brother. But so anyway, let's get the show started. Normally we do this at the halfway point, but I'm going to do this right off the top because I feel it's very important. All the people over the years, past 2.5 years now, that have supported this show, and they dropped some anniversary videos that we're going to look at in a bit. But P-Funk Radio, you know, can't do this funk thing without mentioning P-Funk Radio right off the top. Playing, you know, the Nappy and Funk Army music and all the Funkadelic classics and stuff by Tony Cam and Shirley Clinton and, you know, Robert Harper and, you know, Mike Hampton and Gabe Gonzalez and all the people, you know, besides George and Bootsy and, you know, everybody else on the West Coast and Dawn, just the whole funk family, man. You guys just completely embrace what I do. And let me tell you, it brings tears to my eyes every time I hear, you know, our stuff, you know, doing what it does and touching people. So that's beautiful. Gabe, man, you know, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Funkster Jones, Club Funketeer Ambassador, President, as I am the Club Funketeer Ambassador, Vice President. So we keep that moving with Patty and Bootsy and Cheryl and, you know, Shawana and all the funky, groovy people, you know. And so I just want to thank them, man, and get on the Funk Bus with Philly Phil, speaker.com. You know, I love that brother. He's one of the first brothers that started, you know, spinning my stuff as well. He's down in Texas. His show's on Tuesday nights, and he's always an amazing basketball coach. And, you know, he really uplifts his kids as in addition to playing that funk, that skunk funk. And he runs our stuff. And I appreciate you, Philly Phil, man. I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Of course, Bootsy and Patty Collins always supported, you know, everything I do, you know, and, you know, they're amazing, beautiful people. And the fact that they entrusted me with this vice presidency means a hell of a lot in the funk community around the world. My management company, Heidi Wilkinson, HJ Entertainment. I love you, Heidi. Stay on the grind for me, sweetie, because you're the best. One of my production companies that I work with, Kane and Jams, Kevin Harrington. He produced the song Revolution, helped rewrite it along with Jeff Robertson and myself. And that was one of the first songs we had on P-Funk Radio. And kudos to Kev, because Kev has his new merchandise out, KX, I think it's called merch. I'm not sure, but you can go to Kevin Harrington and check his site out, you know, but I know go to Kane and Jams and check out his stuff that he works with as well. You know, Nancy Marie, I love you, working with her on some beautiful stuff and projects. And they've both been guests on my show. Tony Cam and the Funk All-Stars, this brother and I have become captain and co-pilot. And, you know, I ride or die with that brother, Tony TC. Enough said, you know how I feel about you, bro. Nappy Head Funk Army, OGs, you know, my peeps up top. And that would be Andy, and that would be, well, Andy's down here now, but Pearl and John Groovalicious Willis and Gary Bordes and, you know, Mark Bass and Eric J and William Bush and, you know, Patricia Dioria and Tanya, Red Hot, Tillet, all these people were the beginning of the brand when we started it there. And now down here, you know, we have Martell and we have Ralph and, you know, we have Mangus and, you know, we have Jake Winslow and Coffee, Q-Dog on keyboards. And up front, Penda Jones from the Amazing Lounge Lizards and Helena Redmond and Lowe. So, you know, myself and, you know, so we got another crew and we still doing all the things we do. And I just want to say thank you to all of these people, because without them, this journey wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't be able to do it, man. Oak City Music Collective, Diego, of course. Happy birthday, Diego. Happy birthday, Diego. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. And also, my friend Carmen over in Australia, I know it's your birthday, so happy birthday, dear Carmen. Happy birthday to you. I love you, sweetheart. I'm going to be over in Australia soon. Dr. Brookenstein, Merry Christmas, bro. You on my list of thankful people. I'm getting down to it, bro. But thank you so much, man. Dr. Brookenstein, I love you. True Funk Soldier. We love to funk you, Brookenstein. Your funk is the best. I said, take my body and give it the mind to funk with the rest. Me with the one and then. If you like, hit me again. We love you, Brookenstein. Dr. Brookenstein out of Philly. This man has done our very first review back in the day, 98, and he's still with us today. Takes care of my website, takes care of my graphics. All that website information that you see comes from that man, Dr. David Brookenstein up in Philly, Funky Philadelphia, funk you up in Philly. I love it, bro. Dr. Brookenstein, you the man. Afterglow 92416. My new peeps that came into my life, you know, Afterglow and Q&A Entertainment, Donna Sneed and Otis Hawks have been instrumental in keeping my spirits up, sending me stuff. This hat right here, go to Donna Sneed's, Maggie M's Funky Corner store, and you can purchase stuff like this. She sent me this hat to lift my spirits up when they was down. And I cherish this. Keep the funk alive. And also shirts and stuff like that, you know, and trinkets and little things just to lift my spirits. I'll show you something else. Hold on. She sent me both of these, which I have never put on anything. Funk Me Good. You gonna do that for me? And Funk You, right? So these are things that I've accumulated along the way, that I have to thank people for, you know, and it's really cool. And hold on one second, I have to show you this. Just stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Maybe sip your tea or your hot toddy, but stay right there. I received these cool patches the other day from my other funk brother. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. I don't know if you see that, right? Right. Groove Allegiance, of course, the mothership, you know. And of course. So thank you, sir. I totally appreciate it. I love it. I'm going to put them on my stuff, and I'll be rocking them New Year's Eve, man. You the man. Brooke Cladgett, my funk angel out of Northern Virginia. You know, Brooke, I love you, man. And I'm also the administrator of the Funk Rock page. So when y'all are dropping stuff on there, you know, keep it real and keep it funky. I love all the stuff you guys post. You guys do a great job. Continue. We're going to make that Funk Rock group grow so freaking big, you know. Love TXS Energy Drinks. And also, Brooke, I miss you, man. And I got to give you a big hug. And I'm proud of you. All the stuff you're doing with Gabe and also with Joe Keys, the late Bloomers band, Brooke. Yo, I love that, man. And hopefully we could do some work, too, as well with them. Love TXS Energy Drinks. Aquarius Rising Art. Patricia Dioria. Special shout out because she is the woman behind my business cards. As you can see, the design is hers. Aquarius Rising Art, Patricia Dioria. I love you. And she's also the original Nappy Head Funk Army front woman, you know. So we're going to get Pat. I call her Miss Pat. I'm the only one that can say that. Miss Pat, we're going to get you back on some music and record some stuff very soon. I promise you. Curtis Wilcox. He did What Came First, the Funkin' of the Year graphics. Curtis, my man, I call him the boss, up in Gloucester, Massachusetts. I love you, bro. And, of course, George the Funk Vinci. You can see his work right there. Funk from the front seat. George the Funk Vinci. That's my man. And he's going to actually be designing our next band cover or label CD cover or single, whatever you want to call it, for our next tune coming out, which is going to be called Funk Chromacon Variant. You know what I mean? And also... we got another song coming out called Funk 'Em If They Can't Take a Joke. It's a remake of an old Nappy Head song. We're going to remake it and bust that out. I'd like to thank my main man, Mo, Adam Mowbright at Pro Mo Sound Studios in Raleigh. I appreciate that because he's the one that put the genius behind the latest tracks that you've heard. And also Jick Winslow was the genius behind Beast Mode True Funk Soldier at his studio. So Jake Winslow, who also plays keys with me, you're the man. DJ Coccolino over in Italy. Yo, I never thought my funk would make it over in Italy, but bro, you spun it, you spinning it. I'm loving it. I'm hearing it. Can't thank you enough. And I would not have known DJ Coccolino and met him had I not met Elisabetta from Ireland. So Elisabetta, I love you, sweetheart. Thank you. You're blowing up. I love all the beautiful things you post, and your music is dope as fire. I would not have met Coccolino without meeting you. And thank you for being on my show. Shawana Moore, hey, sweetie, how you doing? I love you. Hey, the line dance was popping. Yo, it was on the show on Boosie Patty's show, XOTV. Y'all was crushing it. Thank you. I owe you a big hug, Shawana. Shawana Moore, one of the main Club Funketeer ambassadors, you know. We're all connected all around the world. This is our tribe, and the people and the people I love. I'm gonna bring y'all. I'm gonna bring you in this tribe. You're gonna like it. David Webb at the Funk Chronicles. They just purchased a new area in a mall, strip mall, or regular mall, and they're gonna have the Funk Center. David Chronicles is basically the Funk Hall of Fame. And I was fortunate, and this brother did an interview with me about, you know, my music and everything else. So, you know, it was a beautiful thing when he wrote me and said, listen, we're getting ready to expand. So go on David Webb, right, and look up the Funk Chronicles and try to drop $1 in his till, man, to help keep that thing alive, because they're basically doing it off their own steam, and it's hard when you're trying to do it. Every now and then everybody needs a little bit of help. I basically saved the best for last, which is all you guys out there in the audience. That's why I sang that song for you, because you guys have made this show. Without you guys out there, it's no show. So let's move on. Now, getting down to it. Some of the main things that I wanted to talk to you about today. When you can't enjoy true freedom and you surround yourself with status symbols of what you think freedom is, you're not free. Gary Scheider sang this line once, free from the need to be free. Free from the need to be free. And I'm going to say that again. When you can't enjoy true freedom, spiritual freedom, right? All your chakras are lined up. Oh, one other person I forgot, Sagaru. JP, I love you. Thanks for hitting me back. I appreciate you. Robert says hello. When you can't enjoy true freedom and you surround yourself with the status symbols of freedom, this is what's happening with our youth today. And so many people, they want this, they want that, and they want the third. And they think those things give them true freedom because society and that 1% has convinced people that you need that to feel some kind of way. And basically you do not. All you need are the things you need. So don't think that you have to keep up with the Joneses. Don't think that you have to have the best pair of sneakers or the best house or the best car or the best anything, right? It's not about that. If y'all listen to the words in the United We Stand, what's my first line? You ain't got to be the best, just got to outlast the rest. All right? That's why I wrote that, because that's what it's about. I've had to completely regrow. I'm my worst critic on myself and retrain and reboot just like everyone else, and I've dug down deep and I've been able to share my experiences with you, and you guys know that. And I don't mind doing that in an open forum because I have nothing to hide. Okay. So I think that just think about that. Don't worry about, running up your credit cards or, blowing up a new car and all this other kind of crap. It's really not that important when it comes right down to energy and spirit and how we have to treat each other. Basically, it's about love. That's what it's about. It's about love, love, love. I'm going to start off with, 1 second. Let me just look for this video, right? I'm going to show you something that really touched my heart this past year. But before I do that, I'm just going to run several videos that encapsulated people that have supported my show and been on my show about an anniversary and some of the nice things that they said. So y'all sit back and watch this.
Wiggle worm here, baby. Yeah, and I'd just like to say congratulations to my man Zach. Yeah, Club Funketeer number 9, keeping that funk on the shine for his 2nd year anniversary of his show, Funk from the Front Seat. It don't get no better unless you jump in the back seat and then jump back in the front seat. On the one. Yeah, keep that funk alive.
What's up? What's up? Hi, Zach, and anybody else out there. What's up? What's up? Hi, Zach, and anybody else out there paying attention to what's going on. Happy 2nd anniversary, bro, on Funkin' from the Front Seat. I figured the only way to promote you myself would be to talk to you from the front seat of my ride, okay? Thank you so much for all the time we've had together. It's been a ball coming in on your set sometimes and talking about serious stuff and funny stuff and music stuff. It's really been a blast. Anybody who listens and pays attention to Zach's podcast knows I'm on there quite frequently, and we usually have some really good conversations going on. So once again, congratulations on number 2. Looking forward to 3 and 4. Much love, peace, and much funk. Peace out, dude. Bye.
Hi, I'm David Webb, founder and CEO of the Funk Music Hall of Fame and Exhibition Center in Dayton, Ohio, and you're grooving with Funk from the Front Seat. Happy anniversary, and have many, many more.
Peace.
Peace and congratulations to my main man Zach, aka number 9, Funk from the Front Seat. 2 years in the running and going, baby. Peace from your man NYC, DJ MC. Peace and congratulations to my main man Zach, aka number 9, Funk from the Front Seat. 2 years in the running and going, baby. Peace from your man NYC, DJ MC Eric J, also known as the Funkaholic. Keep it on the 100.
I started Brookenstein, the Funky Count with Funk in Mind. Just want to give a shout out to Zach Robinson. I want to say to him, congratulations. I started Brookenstein, the Funky Count with Funk in Mind. Just want to give a shout out to Zach Robinson. I want to say to him, congratulations on the 2nd year anniversary of Funk from the Front Seat. Now the Grind TV, Funk from the Front Seat. I was actually the first person that was on Funk from the Front Seat back in May of 2020, and it's been a great couple of years. I've checked out this show almost every weekend on Saturdays. I've seen a whole bunch of great funk artists on there, a whole bunch of great funk musicians like Linda Scheider, Eric J, John Gouvelicious Willis, Kid Gonzalez, the band Next Exit, Milo Z, Joe Keys and Late Bloomin' Band. Also, the funk graphic artist is Curtis Wilcox, and also George the Funkabenchi Hudson. I've seen Tony Cam on that show too, another funk artist. I've also seen a lot of people that were on there that were like, spiritual healers like Tish Oakley, Christy Key Rollins, Nadia Flores, and Carol Oakler. Also want to give a special shout out to the producer Mark Lee. I just want to say thank you, Zach, for 2 years of Funk from the Front Seat, Now the Grind TV. Y'all can check it out on YouTube or on Facebook. That's Funk from the Front Seat, Now the Grind TV, every Saturday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.
What's up? This is Milo Z, and I just want to wish my man Zach Robinson and the Funky 9 Grind on the 9. What's up? This is Milo Z, and I just want to wish my man Zach Robinson and the Funky 9 Grind on the 9 a happy, funky 2-year anniversary. Keep that funk going. Stay in connection with the mothership, with the P-Funk Radio, and many, many more happy funky returns. Peace.
Hey, what's up, Funketeers? This is Al Rashard. I just want to quickly congratulate my bottom boy. Hey, what's up, Funketeers? This is Al Rashard. I just want to quickly congratulate my bottom boy brother, Mr. Zach Robertson, on his 2nd year of his podcast, Funk from the Front Seat. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. Keep the funk alive. All right? Take care.
That's cool. I didn't know I had so many. It's really cool.
Congratulations, Zach Robertson, on your 2nd anniversary with Funk from the Front Seat. I want to thank you so much for allowing us to come on your show and be the first Funky Friday with Bootsy Collins and Patty Collins with the Club Funketeers and Ambassadors. We so appreciate you for that, and you just continue the funk. Thank you so much for giving us your social skills, your social interaction, and just letting us know how you feel about what's going on in America. We love you, we love you, we love you, and keep funkin', brother. And from all the Club Funketeers, state ambassadors, and Club Funketeers, we want to thank you for allowing us to continue to be part of your musical journey. We look forward to your music, and united we stand, divided we fall.
Yo, 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 P-Funketeers. P-Funketeers of the world unite. Funkster here, all the way live from P-Haven, and host of the Funkster Jones Show every Saturday night on P-Funk Radio. PFunkRadio.com. Tune in, get funked up. But I'm here to talk about our funk brother, Mr. Zach Robinson. Mr. Zach Robinson, our funk brother and leader of the Nappy Head Funk Army Band. He's the leader of the Nappy Head Funk Army Band. Mr. Zach Robinson, we're here to congratulate you on the second anniversary of Funk from the Front Seat. Congratulations. Second anniversary of Funk from the Front Seat. We love the show. We love you. Congratulations on the second anniversary of Funk from the Front Seat. Y'all catch Zach on that program. It's all that. Congratulations. Second anniversary. Funk from the Front Seat. Hey, Zach, we love you. We out. Roof.
Hey there, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here. Just wanting to give a shout out and say congratulations to my brother, Zach Robinson, who's been going. Hey there, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here. Just wanting to give a shout out and say congratulations to my brother, Zach Robinson, who's been going 2 years strong, bringing you the funk from the front seat each and every week. Go check him out on 9 on the Grind TV and on YouTube, where each week he has amazing guests, powerful conversations, and of course, brings the funk like no other. Keep bringing the funk, my man, and congratulations again for hitting your 2-year mark. That's Funk from the Front Seat. Catch it live at 12 p.m. noon East Coast time, or the replays over on YouTube. And stay funky, my friends.
Hey, Funk family, this is Keith Jackson from pfunkradio.com. And I just want to take Hey, Funk family, this is Keith Jackson from pfunkradio.com. And I just want to take a moment to say congratulations and big ups to Zach Robinson on celebrating 2 years of his fantastic show, Funk from the Front Seat, on Saturday mornings. Zach, you do a phenomenal job, but I love the way you engage with your guests, and you're such a gracious host, man. And I only see great things for you in the upcoming years with your show, man, and your project. So congratulations to you, and much success to you as well on all your music projects with the Nappy Head Funk Army as well. God bless you, Zach. Love you, brother. Peace.
Oh, man, I'm back here getting teased. Straight up. It's such an amazing, tingling, goose bumping kind of experience when the universe gives everyone this energy and power, and we have to figure out how to utilize it, and it's so much love, man, in those videos, and that's just some. I can't run them all, but there's so much love, and everybody who ever tuned in and sent something to me, or we talk about a subject, guys know, if you put something in the thread and I see it, I'll probably bring it up, either that show or the next show. And for people to take the time out of their lives to drop you something, patches, videos, a shout out to check up on you, see how you doing. Lyndon Schott and I constantly stay in touch. Donacity and I stay in touch, and Otis, and we just stay in touch, man, because, Keith Jackson's my boy, and we just stay in touch, man. And shout out Brenda Honeybee. I'm going to do what you said, and I'm going to keep it moving for you, all right? I promise. It's amazing, man, and I try not to get emotional. December is kind of a tough month, with the loss of my mom, December 7th. And, long time ago, I was 7 years old. And of course, my dad's birthday is December 30th, so it's kind of tough. But, I recently met somebody that I fell in love with, and I really love them a lot. And it's all good because, we just chilling. But, people, you never know what's going to come in and out of your life. So just be prepared for it, be careful what you wish for, I don't know what's going to happen, but just be careful what you wish for. That's all I know. And having said that, I'm just going to keep it moving. At this point, we would normally say, hey, you know, this is Keith Jackson and P-Funk Radio and Chrissy, but you already seen them. So some of the things that I really wanted to get into, the homeless situation, I'm a really big advocate for that. You guys know that. And you guys are staying active on the chat line. Merry Christmas, Shawana, Dr. Brookenstein, and everybody else watching. And a big shout out to my girl, Lou Ree. I love you, Lou Ree. I hope you feel better. I know you got your cast off, and I know, you know, you get ready to do great things, and you're going to get back on your feet in no time. So, Lou Ree, I know you always watch the show. You supported the show, and thank you that one time for sending me a pizza. That was so cool. You know, I really appreciated that. You guys are amazing out there, and just keep the faith, because, you know, everything doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but, you know, sometimes in life, you know, things happen and you don't want them to happen, but they happen for the better. I always tell people, never be afraid to change or move or get out of a situation that you deep down know you're unhappy in. Because if you're unhappy, everyone else around you is going to be unhappy. And you have to, happiness starts from within. So if you love somebody and you're down with them, you know, just love them, go after them, pursue them. You know, life is too short. You know what I mean? And I'm a big advocate for the homeless. And first of all, shout out to Kayla and shout out to Maya, my two daughters, one 18, one 14, both freshmen, one in college, one in high school. I love you guys dearly. Daddy says Merry Christmas, and I miss you guys. Call me sometime, all right? The homeless situation in this country is disgustingly unacceptable in my eye. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you could hit a baseball, dunk a basketball, or run a football, play hockey, run track, whatever, drive a race car, you're getting so many endorsements and you're getting a lot of money. Generational wealth they're paying some of these people, not everybody, some, not all, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be a entrepreneur and make as much money as you can in this country, because this country was founded on that. Okay, so don't get it twisted. I'm not saying don't make money. And I'm not saying don't go after and try to make as much as you can, because that's the goal. But along the way, sprinkle some back. Because if you do not water the garden behind you that you walk through, once it starts to wither, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And you're going to be like, yeah, I have all this stuff, but there's nobody to share it with because everybody's gone. You know, like Boosie said, who's right when there's no one left? Thank you, Boosie. I ain't mine. That's Boosie's. Who's right when there's no one left? He's my teacher, man. I love him. Yeah, and Peppermint Pat will be on the show in January with the Club Funketeers. January, we got a dope lineup, man. We got, you know, Jerry Say, known as the Wizard from Mother's Finest bass player. He gonna be on, and Club Funketeers gonna be on. I got Ken Knox coming in February from Chairman of the Board. This year, we're gonna line it up with some superstars like we always do. But like I was saying, if you don't water that garden and it dies and you have all this stuff, you can be the king in an empty palace. You can be the queen in an empty garden, and you're like, wow, I have everything now, but then I have nothing, because we're connected in this life. We're all supposed to reach out and help each other and help your fellow man if you can. Ashford and Simpson wrote a beautiful song for Diana Ross once called Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand. Make this world a better place if you can. See, that has real meaning, because people that are indigent or poor or had a misfortune or accident or medical or whatever, you know, it's not like they want to be there. Trust me, nobody wants to be sleeping in 12-degree weather under a bridge on concrete. Nobody. And nobody should have to in this country. We're a quadrillion-dollar country. We spend trillions for war, billions and billions of dollars for fighting machines to kill other people, right? So the whole thing is twisted. I don't even see how the universe even allows us to exist sometimes, because the shit we do down here on this planet, we're capable of such beautiful dreams and horrible nightmares all in the same breath. And it doesn't make any sense. People can be laughing and joking and hanging out in Disney World, and people in Ukraine are like, hey, honey, could you pass the... And then they're going. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't be like that. The world needs to be a better place. We are deep into this phase, this change. Everything is speeded up. It's accelerated. We're in the end times, and the end times could be millions of years. We don't know. Thousands of years, hundreds. We don't know. But we're in them and it's not so much the end like you may think, oh, doomsday. No. Rapture, no, nothing like that. A rapture is coming, but it's not like you may think. It's a spiritual thing. It's where energies and spirits that have been chosen, that have been told, hey, orbs, light, this and that, energy and spirits are just going to rise up. As a matter of fact, I just want y'all to see, I keep this candle burning, all right? For anybody that lost anybody this time of year, this is for you. Keep a candle burning in the windows of your conscious mind so you can find your way home to the one in time, George Clinton. All right. So as we go through this thing and we are in this transformation, I liken it to the snake. Everybody thinks the serpent and the snake is evil. Nonsense. Okay. Sagaru teaches that. And y'all should look it up, Sagaru, if you don't follow him in Dolores Canyon. Because a snake knows it has to shed its skin, otherwise it will die. Scientific fact. That's why a snake does it. Okay? So it's nothing bad about that because it's about taking off the old and getting on with the new. That's the metaphor I get from it. Again, these are my opinions, not the opinions of StreamYard or Facebook or YouTube and any other platform that I'm on, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and all this other stuff. Just my opinion. Okay, my show, my opinion. So we have to start looking at how we can help one person at a time. I say one funk at a time. When you guys hear me say that phrase, that's what I'm talking about. One funk at a time. We have to start doing that because if we do not, there's not going to be anybody left, and it's not going to be a groovy thing like it's supposed to be. We're all supposed to be in this divine state of happiness. That's why we were sent down here to begin with, and it's not supposed to be this violence, this fighting. The 1% that realizes, and I'll probably get kicked off the air one day for saying this, the 1% that realizes all they have to do is sprinkle some sports in front of us and sprinkle some TNA on TV and sprinkle some religious bullshit on TV. And then they're going to say, okay, they're distracted. Now, how can we rob them? You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what we've been dealing with. But the change is here. 2020 hindsight happened. Now we're going forward. Those of us that are in the light are going to wake up. This next piece that you're going to see is a story. And I had to, believe me, we do 52 shows a year. Over the past 2 years, we've done 104, right? And we're well over that now. We're about like 120, I would say, Mark. But this past year or two, I had to choose something that I wanted to show you guys today that really touched my heart. Because it's the holidays and it's about giving. And we did a show a long time ago, months ago, about the homeless situation and the population and how you'd be surprised most of the homeless people out there nowadays are senior citizens. So how do we have senior citizens that worked hard, took care of this country, fought in wars, veterans, and now they're sleeping at the bus stop? Think about that. The bus stop. The train station, any nook and cranny they can find. And these are our senior citizens, right? You can do the numbers. There's like a third of the population out there that's over 65 years old. America, once they've used you up and sucked you dry, again, Funkadelic, George Clinton, America eats its young, they throw you the funk away. And we can't let that happen. We have the power. Check this out. Liken it to we're all bent over, the 99%, and there's a Monopoly board on our back. And all the 1%ers, Boardwalk, Park Place, Atlantic, they're playing the game on us, right? But we're all bent over holding the board up. Imagine if we all stood up. The board would collapse. All the pieces would fall off. Where would that 1% be? Stand up together. We have to do it. And it starts by saving lives. Healthcare, saving lives. We know that's big business. They keep you sick. It's a revolving door. You get crappy food, then you get sick. You go to the doctor. The doctor says, hey, I can only keep you well for 30 days. Think about that. You got to come back another 30 days for another prescription. Biggest drug dealers in the world. United States government. Oh, okay. You need more pills? Oh, how about a 90-day supply? But then you got to come back in 90 days. And then the side effects, don't worry, they got something for that too. It's called surgery. Once they've used you up, twisted you out, threw you away, that's why we have to stay together. We can't hate each other because of skin color. They got everybody in this country convinced it's a race war. No, it's an economic war. They want you to think it's a race war so we can fight each other. And I'm not even going to get into the gangs because that's like, I'm not involved in all that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. I'll talk about the gang situation on another show. This is not that day. This is the day to bring attention to something that I feel must be brought attention to, even on Christmas, because it's very important. Christmas is the time of giving. Jesus was in the manger, apparently, in a stable. You know, the three wise men, which I believe guided by UFOs, but that's debatable, brought him frankincense, myrrh, gold, whatever. Why did they do that? Because they were paying homage to something that was special. Whatever happened in that manger had never happened before. And that light that was there, that's shining down on all of us, that we were born with divinity since the whole thing started, and then it got corrupted, and got turned into this dark matter. We have to fight that light. And from what I've been told by the orbs and my astral projection travel, we're at 52% in the light, 48% in the dark. So that means we're winning the battle. And when we start to win the battle, that's when they're going to come at us even harder. So remember that. Okay, remember that. Darkness will always attack, when it thinks you're not looking. The biggest trick the devil ever did was convincing people that he doesn't exist, But this spot right here, it's about an 8-minute spot, and I want y'all to sit back and really check this out. It's about a lady who was in California. She worked her whole life, and she lost her house.
I've worked all of my life since I was a teenager. I've paid my dues, as a lot of people have. And now we're made to feel like, well, now that we've taken everything from you, we don't need you anymore, so go away. You're being displaced unless you can afford to pay that extra high rent. And our question was, okay, so what do we do? Where's the affordable housing where we can go? I don't know. It's kind of the attitude. I don't know and I don't care. I had a bed. I had to give that away. I had a couch. I gave that away. Tables and chairs, clothes, shoes, things that I knew I wouldn't have room for. I just had to be okay with letting them go.
Cheryl Manise is 73 years old, and after a lifetime of having her own place, she now finds herself living without a home of her own. In March, she learned her rent was going up more than $500, from $850 to $1395, more than her monthly Social Security check. She's been sleeping on her sister's couch ever since May, her things now in a storage locker.
This box actually contains my daughter's awards. Oh, she got a Rookie of the Year award for when she started playing volleyball. So that was a definite keepsake. I was part of the movement, the freedom movement back in the day. And we had to fight for everything. Fight for a place to live, fight for a job, fight to keep the job, fight to earn the same income, fight. And I'm older now, and I'm like, why am I still fighting for some place to live that I can afford?
Cheryl retired after a career in HR at defense contractor Northrop Grumman. She says she worries about not getting back into a place of her own.
And it's just hurtful. And if you drive the streets, you'll see elderly people on the streets. I'm sorry. When I start to talk about it, it's hurtful.
LA County has one of the largest homeless populations in the country, roughly 53,000 people in 2018, a number that's nearly doubled since 2012. The elderly, many of whom are on fixed incomes, are particularly vulnerable. The number of homeless people aged 62 and up increased 22% this year, while all other groups declined. Folks like Cheryl, who are staying with friends and family, aren't accounted for.
The so-called middle class, that doesn't exist anymore. There's the rich, and then there's the rest of us. And that's how I feel, that's what I see. And as they bring in more people with this gentrification and all this so-called redevelopment, it's just a means to get rid of a certain segment of people. Throwaway people is what I call it. You know, we don't need these people, so let's throw them away. But they don't care where they go. Just get out of our neighborhood.
Cheryl's old neighborhood has changed in recent years. SpaceX and Tesla moved in, while rent went up. She took us to her old apartment building to visit friends, as she does from time to time.
Okay, so this is how we used to go in. And there's a car coming in behind me. This was my spot right here.
Oh, tired. Oh, I missed you. Yeah, I missed you too.
Cheryl told us most of her neighbors have moved out because they couldn't afford the new rent. Some moved out of state, others got roommates. We talked to remaining tenants who told us they were struggling to hold on.
We're willing to pay an increase, just not that much.
Eleanor Ramos works at nearby Los Angeles International Airport, like many tenants here.
Where you can still make money and you're not going to lose tenants. Hi, Pops.
Mario Rhea's rent was raised more than 50% this year, from $750 to $1150 per month.
Hemos luchado para que nos bajen, pero no han querido los dueños. Dice que esto, si le conviene bien y si no, a usar y a la calle. Entonces por eso es que, por en vista de mi esposa que tiene Alzheimer, nos hemos tenido que quedar porque no tenemos a dónde ir. Hemos trabajado, hemos colaborado, hemos luchado para ir adelante y sacar también, ayudar a este país que es tan lindo.
Karen McGill, who also works at the airport, told us her rent was raised $495 per month.
If I need to eat, if I can't afford it, I just go to Costco. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is Costco free samples. That's the best place ever.
You know, they could have done it a little bit at a time.
I agree.
And to get that $1,300, whatever, $500, but
they
didn't do that. They just went straight up $500.
We reached out to the landlord multiple times, but never heard back. But in most places in LA County, landlords can raise the rent without limit, so long as they give 60 days notice before the lease is up. LA County's own homeless authority says they need 565,000 new affordable units to meet demand. And they report that since 2000, The median rent in the county has increased 32%, while median renter household income has decreased 3%.
I walk these stairs many a day.
Cheryl's now been living at her sister's for more than 6 months, and she says she's unable to find housing in her community that's within her budget.
Where is the heart? Where's the caring about people in general? I don't see it. It's like, where does it stop?
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here.
See, now that's deep, right? And I did that because I want everybody to think about something, right? We can fix this. This is not an unfixable problem, okay? That's why put a smile on your face. And like I said, one funk at a time. Let's try to help people as best we can. Some of us need help even when we're trying to help others, but doesn't mean monetary. Helping someone could be like, hey, let me smile at this person because they got a frown. Or let me, stop on the side and help this lady or elderly gentleman or someone that may have a disability up on the curb. Let me try to be patient when young people are trying to get their thing right, because we have to remember young people have to learn just like we had to learn. I think we're much sometimes too hard on young people. We have to give them a chance to grow, learn, experiment. They didn't grow up in the age that we grew up in. They're growing up in a completely different world. And even as a parent, sometimes I realize my miscues, and you have to pull back a notch sometimes and just like understand it from their point of view, because they are little people, human beings that are going to grow into big human beings like us. So just be mindful of that. If you're a parent or cousin or brother, uncle, aunt, whatever, don't be too hard. Just try to keep them, in the discipline lane, and make sure they have that respect factor. But at the same time, try to listen to what they have to say, because they do have some very important messages about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that in this country, going forward, for me personally, with my music and with this podcast and any other thing I'm involved in, and I'm involved in, the Music Cares Foundation with Bootsy Collins and all of that. And also, Brett Murray and, Concerts for Causes. But I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to try to help a homeless person at every show I do. So starting this New Year's Eve, a portion of that money will go to one homeless person that I see. And every show I do going forward from now on out, because I think the universe has put me in a position now, not financially, definitely not, but spiritually, and as far as understanding my surroundings, of going to that next level, because I've been assured a seat on the mothership, of course. I can do this now. I'm in a better spiritual place, mentally, physically, emotionally. Chakras are lined up, so I know if I make some money, it's not going to hurt me to go see a homeless person and give them $50 from my pay. All right, and that's my pledge to every working musician out there. Please, after every show you do, I don't care if you buy somebody a plate of food. I challenge every working musician that has a band out there, reach down, whatever you have left, find a homeless person, because there are always homeless people on the street at night. And it's not up to you to decide whether they're doing this or doing that. It's not our decision. We do not judge. Help them, because I'm going to start. And that's just me personally. And I'm not asking anybody to do what I'm doing, but I was trying to figure out what I could do. And the creator was like, well, you come out, you have a little something left, give it to them. Give it to them. Try to help them, walk with them to a place where they can get something to eat at night. Maybe bring a blanket in your car. Buy blankets at the dollar store or something and keep them in your car. You know, I'm thinking of all these different ideas, and I just want all my musical friends and musicians to follow up with me on that, because we can't have a lady that worked her whole life at Grumman's and now she's sleeping on her sister's couch. So that's one little thing we can do. Now, the other big thing we can do, we got to get rid of the politicians. We got way too many. Linda Shada and I talk about this all the time. And I see Mark Lee. Don't worry, Mark. I'm bringing you in right now.
Hold on.
We're going to get into this. I was saving this one for you.
Hold on.
Can you mute them? Sorry, Mark's back there doing stuff. You let me know when you're ready. You ready? No, he ain't ready. We got way too many politicians, right? And I'm not going to get into this whole political rant because it's not about that. I just think that the people have to take back some of the power. And I'm not saying be violent. I'm not saying, storm the Capitol. And I'm not saying, hey, if I see somebody walking the street and they got a suit and a tie on and I assume they're a politician, we don't got to run them over. It's not about that. Change starts in here. We got to change the way we think. If we change the way we think, the way we act, people will then notice, hey, they're doing this change over there, and we didn't tell them to do it, because that's what they do. They mind everybody and tell everybody to control, and it's about controlling. It's like the shepherd controls all the sheep, and the few sheep that run away, he doesn't even care about them because they ain't gonna make no noise anyway. But that's where they're wrong. There are more sheep now that have ran away, and you've seen it. You've seen people doing all kinds of things you never thought you'd see before because people are fed up. And I personally think, if we all just stand up off that monopoly table and lift them up, I personally think that we could overcome some of these things. Mr. Mark Lee, my producer, congrats, bro. Another Christmas. We made it through.
Made it through. I appreciate you. Looking like Santa Claus. I was hoping to get to the barber shop, but I'm actually going to go see Mom later on this afternoon and all in that space. So I'll look like Santa Claus less after I go see her and all in that space. But definitely still good to be here, make it to another Christmas and do a fantastic show with you. You've been doing a great job tracking all kinds of knowledge. Actually, when I saw that homeless piece and everything, one of the things that I saw was that she was keeping her stuff in an extra space storage unit. And I don't know if you know this or not, but there's one of those just down the road from where I'm at, the Hayti Heritage Center. Came up in the last year or two, and I'm going, I wonder how many people are actually like in our homeless community, because I know that there's a homeless community here that are using that space to keep their stuff. I know that sometimes when I catch the bus, there is a fence, and on the fence there is some clothes. They look like dress clothes, and of course I've seen the tent villages, so we know that people are finding unique ways to maintain their life, even if they're in that homeless environment. I know that the lady that runs the center said that she was at an event where they were having different organizations that had been given an honor from the city, and one of them is actually, I think next year, going to start a food truck type operation, but it's going to be laundry. So she's going to do the laundry in a food truck, and a lot of that is going to be to help those folks that are in the homeless situation. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. I forgot the name of the company that she's created, but she's created a company that's going to offer the opportunity for people to get their clothes washed if they are in that homeless situation. And she's already got the money and the funding for it. So you may start seeing next year a food truck dedicated towards, not a food truck, but a laundry truck dedicated to the homeless and all of that. It's a young lady that came up with this idea.
Yo, man, that's one of the best ideas I heard in a long time, because, I really think, like I said, we can try to fix some of this stuff ourselves, right, just by little small acts of kindness. Mm-hmm. I know it's not always easy, and I know it's time consuming, because sometimes you really literally only have 5 minutes of peace when you're trying to just unclog your mind. And this is what I was saying about how they got us in this rat race. See, because at the top of the show, if you notice, I said, when you can't enjoy true freedom, mm-hmm, you surround yourself with status symbols of freedom.
Oh, yeah.
So they got us tricked into thinking we need all of these distractions to feel good inside and be free. And it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, think of how many people we know that are caught up in the materialism games and all of that, whether it's wanting the latest fancy house or the latest fancy car or the latest fancy whatever. And I'm not knocking those that have the means doing that. I heard the comments that you made earlier, even about the athletes and everything, but we do sometimes get caught up in the materialism game, and too often the materialism game isn't helping the bigger picture and everything. I will say, and I'm just being honest about it, I think I've had this conversation with you before, is that I get frustrated when there are a few, not a lot, but there are a few people that if you offer them the food and the things of that nature, they don't want it for the food, and they'll make that very clear and everything. Because I know there's one gentleman that, unfortunately, he's got caught up in the drug culture, and I know that people that have literally offered him to go get food, like thinking that that's what he needed, and offered that, and he's like, no, we don't want that. So there are unfortunately a small minority that make the bigger picture skewed, because people see that and they think that that's what most people are in, and I don't think that that's the vast majority of the situations. But I do know that the crab in the barrel kind of mentality, those few that are doing the bad can make it look harsh for those other ones that aren't doing it that way.
Yeah, and you're right, and that's where you have to use your mother wit and your third eye and say, no, I'm not going to give this man money for drugs, or this woman money, or this child money for drugs.
Right.
Because if somebody's telling you that, of course, don't give your money to them.
Right.
That's not what it's about,
Right.
But if they say, hey, yeah, buy me a sandwich, of course you can buy them the sandwich. Because I try to do the same thing, right? I say, hey, why don't you just let me get you something, and then they'll be like, all right, you know what I mean? And if I get a slice of pizza, I'll get two.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even have that much money. Sometimes I just have the one, and I'm about to eat it, and I haven't touched it. It's in the box, and then I ride past somebody with that sign on the street. Out the window it goes. In good conscience, I can't.
No,
and that's just me.
No, that's you, and I understand the funniest thing. And I think I told this story on our show before, but I think it was maybe a year ago or something along those lines. One of those gentlemen that is truly homeless and all in that space. It's been a minute since I've seen him, so I hope he's doing well and all. But I've not been going to the stores as much as I used to, and that the restaurants around the corner. But he literally would, get money and would get it for, best I could tell, food and other needs that he had. And ironically, I want to say that when he came down with a small windfall, not a big windfall, but a small windfall, he actually bought food for some of the restaurant workers that had been helping him and everything. So that was just kind of like one of those real nice moments of seeing somebody actually have a change in pace and a turnaround. They had a little small windfall. It might have only been $10 or $20 and something along those lines, and he gave them that money.
Yeah, and I want everybody to think about this. Every time we add someone else on a political poll, we take another voice away from ourselves. Mm-hmm. We got so many people sitting around that political table trying to figure shit out. There's just way too many voices, and nobody can get. This is why we can't get shit done. Washington, D.C. should only be the size of, like, say, Delaware.
Yeah,
the place itself. It should be even smaller. It should be, what's the smallest populated place on the planet that you could possibly think of? I
think Vermont has less people, so it might be the size of Vermont, because Delaware has a couple.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we just took, like, say, let's just name a building. So a building that has maybe, I don't know, 20 stories and about 300 office buildings. I think that's all the politicians we need to run the country. Because I think we have way too many people making decisions for people like you and me and our audience, and they never even talk to us about anything.
No, they never talk.
Nobody ever asked me once, did I want to spend money on the space station?
Nope. They didn't ask once, and like you said, it's way too many politicians, and a lot of them become lifers in politicians. So, like I said, not knocking the president. He's
a business.
One of those folks, but it's become like a regular, not even a job. It's more like a lifelong career, because there are some politicians, including the current president, including some others that have been in office for, how long had Nancy Pelosi been in there? They've been in there for 30, 40 years. So I would not be opposed. I don't know how you feel about it, but I would not be opposed to, like, there being some severe term limits, even for some of our local politicians, because they get caught in there. The lobbyists start getting their hands on them and all in that space. So they're not beholden to us. They're beholden to those that are paying their salaries, which oftentimes is the lobbyists and things along that space. So I would not be opposed to that. I also think that, we just got done with an election, and I think that that needs to be a national holiday, because I think that that would get
I've
more
been saying
people
that
out.
for years. I mean, country, but I've been saying that for years because, we don't take that shit serious enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know people say it don't really matter. But the thing is not so much who you're voting for or the process of voting. It's just, think of it this way. There was a time when even if women wanted to do that, they could not.
Right.
There was a time when even if Black people wanted to do that, or Mexican or Asian or Latino, they could not.
Right.
So taking away the process just means that you're putting me back there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much that I give a crap about who I vote for. I don't want you to take away my process.
Right.
Because you've done it before and you set it up that way. Right. And people had to die in order to get to where we are now, just so I can even not do the process.
Right.
And I tell people that don't vote, I was like, yo, people died so you can sit there and not vote.
Exactly.
How screwed up is that?
It's
So
totally
we need to really clear our third eye.
Yeah.
The best way to hide something is directly in front of you. And that's what they're doing out there, y'all. That's what they're doing.
They're totally doing that. And like you said earlier, the athletes and everybody, they're making all these millions, if not billions, with the owners, because the owners could also do a lot more than they're doing and all in that space. But they're making all this money on sports and entertainment and are not giving back enough to the community, including some that came from the community. So I definitely think that if you're making that kind of money, you definitely need to reach back to help some of those that are less fortunate, that are in the same position where you made it from. And unfortunately, too often people don't do that. By the way, I love that idea that you came up with and everything. I know that it was done on the spot, but I'm hoping that many of our entertainers and our athletes and others that are in those spaces will take you up on that, because I do think that that is something that can be done, even if it's only given a small percentage back of whatever you make and everything along those lines. And we do know that there's some folks here that are making everything from a small amount, because I know that that would not be an easy sacrifice for you and even some other folks, but there are others that are making, a whole lot of money. And if everybody, whether they're on the top or the bottom of the spectrum, chooses to do that, we can definitely make a difference. I had another idea that I was wondering your thoughts about, but this whole time that we've been having hybrid education, a lot of buildings have been built, a lot of buildings are sitting empty and all in that space. So since we're coming up with solutions, maybe we're going to solve the problems of the world today and everything. How about we turn some of those buildings into housing units and all along those lines? Because I'm thinking even half of the units on Duke's campus, and both you and I don't live that far from Duke, and even half the units at Central and Durham Tech are not being used as much as they used to be used, because they've been having hybrid education. And I don't think that we're going to go back to full education even as we get out of this pandemic and everything. But I was wondering, what are your thoughts, Zach? Should maybe we convert some of these empty buildings and these new buildings into housing for some of those folks that need it? That would be my
I think that's a dynamite idea. And I think, again, the red tape and the mouths that have to get involved in it make it utterly discouraging for people that just want to do it. Right. And I think that's what we got to fight through. For something like that, it should be as simple as this. Is it empty? Yes. Is it inhabitable? Yes. Who do I have to talk to? It should be 4 questions, max 4 questions. Yeah. It shouldn't be, well, you got to go to city council and you got to file this permit. Then you're going to have to wait 6 months. Then they got to go inspect it. Then they got to do this. And then, then we got to get attorneys involved because if somebody falls and gets sued, this and that. It's so dumb. You talking about worrying about somebody getting hurt. Right, but they're sleeping at a bus stop and they can get mugged or killed or ran over.
It makes absolutely no sense. And I think that if I remember correctly, one of the items that they were talking about that they were going to try to figure out what to do with it is the old police station. And I want to say that they were thinking about turning that into housing and or office space as well. But I think that one of the proposals that I heard thrown out there was housing. And it's just to your point, they've got to go through the red tape now of figuring out one. I mean, it used to be inhabited by the police, so I think it would be inhabitable, but they want to know whether it's inhabitable, whether it's got enough restrooms, how they're going to convert it and everything, and then it's got to go to the city hall. By the time it gets approved to do what they want to do with it, it'll probably be 5-10 years down the line. And by that time, some of those folks have already been impacted and may not even be here to be having the benefits of whatever they decide to do, because it's going to be that
game is
process.
everybody. That's right. That's right. And that's a good point, because the game, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm hanging out today, special Christmas edition with Mark Lee, Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. Love all you guys out there. Stay active on the chat line. As always, we love you. Stay safe this holiday. And we're going to end on a lighter note. Trust me, I got something for y'all. But as we go through this process, and it takes this long, it should not take this long. And that's why I say we just have way too many people trying to make decisions for people that need instant decisions right now. It's not like they can wait. They can't afford to wait. They really can't. It's like people are dying out there, y'all. People are dying. Besides the people we blow up with bombs, mommy, why does everybody have a bomb?
Yep.
Prince Rogers Lee Nelson, man. Why? I don't know why. We're not supposed to. When you come out the womb, you're not taught to hate.
Mm-mm.
They don't put a gun in your hand. That's something you're taught as you grow up.
Right.
You can take two kids, put them in, two infants, and put them in the same spot, and they could grow up together. If they're never taught hate, they will not hate.
That's true.
And a scientific experiment where they showed they had babies in a nursery, and I don't even know how they got away with doing this, but they did it. And they had this experiment where they only gave the baby on the left the basic needs and necessity, milk, changing, this and that, right? They didn't hug it. They didn't do anything to the baby. The baby on the right, they gave it milk, food, patted it, took care of it, cuddled it, nurtured it, right? Rest, sang to it. And the baby on the right, they flourished or will flourish more than the baby on the left. Moral of the story, we have to love each other and give each other love. It's about.
No, it's all about the love and everything. Hey, Zach, I know you're going to get to a lighter topic, but I did have a lighter one for you as well. I've been watching some science fiction movies and everything lately, and in that space. I've been watching recently Avatar, the latest one, and within a lot of them, there's this notion of downloads, which means that we can have things downloaded into us because we apparently only use about 30 or 40% of our brain power. It sounds good in theory, but it also sounds very scary. And I was just wondering your thoughts as to whether this is something that we need to be scared of, because it might be coming down the pike sooner versus later. Because like I said, it sounds good if we can enhance our brain power and all of that, but who knows what they're downloading and what they're uploading into our brain. So I was just wondering your thoughts on that.
Dude, I'm a hybrid. So speaking specifically for the Anunnaki hybrids on this planet, we've been doing this shit for years. So I'm gonna answer. What you're seeing now is just what they want us to see, because what they don't want you to see, you're not going to see. I suggest everybody read this book about we'll put it this way. There's another energy level and a vibration that's going on inside the planet nocturnally that people need to get hip to. These are entity spirits. They vibrate, and then they could come and hang out with us and then go back to where they are. They've been down here for 300,000 years.
Yeah.
And see, we're not looking. Everybody thinks UFOs is outside. No, you better look here on Earth, because we here. We've been here. I'm gonna use your promo right now, real quick. Okay. Mr. Mark Lee and his business partner Nicole Maxwell have started a company, MetaMindShift.com. Right? Is that right, Mark?
Max Distro is the company. Meta Mind Shift is her show and everything. But yes, Max Distro is the name of the company, and I definitely appreciate you putting that out there. But yeah, she's also got a show that airs called the Meta Mind Shift Show.
Okay, great. So Max Distro is the company. So this is what I'm excited about to tell my audience, right? And thank you guys for hanging out. I know you guys are doing your Christmas stuff. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and then whatever else. I don't know. If you don't do nothing, happy that. happy don't give a do day.
Yeah,
happy don't give a damn day.
or having my dad's other half being of Jewish background. I don't know if you mentioned Hanukkah, but definitely happy Hanukkah.
I said happy Hanukkah.
Okay.
I said it like 3 times, I think. I know I said it the first time at the top. But yeah, happy Hanukkah. We don't mock anything. We just have fun on the show because we're about peace, love, and harmony. Special shout out to my man Eric J, man. You know, I gotta just say this. I'm putting this information up now. Eric J is a true funk soldier, man. He's a warrior, and I love that brother, man. He was in New York, you know, at the height of COVID, on the front lines, doing what he does. And thank you, Eric J. I appreciate you. But yeah, on the lighter note, right? And we're gonna end the show in 5 minutes. It's been a great show while time flew by. This whole metaverse that the Nappy Head Funk Army is getting ready to get involved in is going to really take what we're doing and enhance everything. And I really hope people can gravitate to it because it's the future. We got to do it. And we just got to always make sure that, you know, we pay attention because, yes, technology is good. But like Mark just said, what are they downloading in you? What do we already have in us? So a lot of things we can't accept and we can't help, but we just got to ride with it. But, you know, when we start to see private billionaires like Elon Musk take flights off the planet, trust me, y'all, some shit's getting ready to go down. Okay. And I don't want to curse on Christmas, but, you know, my sister's over my shoulder. I can hear her smacking. Boy, you said shit. Let me tell you, Elon Musk, private people flying up. Trust me, y'all, stay woke. Some shit's going down.
And that's why they're trying to escape and everything. Hey, you know, there's a group of folks. It is definitely going down. There's a group of folks that you usually give a salute to, and I know that if you don't mind, I definitely
go for it, bro.
Yeah, one of the groups that I know that we usually salute, and definitely, you know, hopefully we're getting out of this pandemic and getting out of this whole pandemic situation. But this could not have been done without the support of the teachers of the world and the medical profession. And they are still not out of the woods because we still have to deal with new variants and new other things, even though the kids are back in the school. And I know a lot of parents are glad that the kids are back. We also know that we learned the benefit of and the importance of teaching. And I know I've been saying it for years. I've had relatives, including my mom that was a guidance counselor when I was a baby, and some aunts that have passed that were in the education space as teachers and principals, that these are folks that need our support on a regular basis. They still have some family members currently in the school system as teachers. So definitely you saw how much they are and importance to your kids as you were dealing with the pandemic and they were at home, and now they are mostly back in the school system. Give the support to the teachers of the world and definitely give them a raise, as well as the fast food workers and definitely those doctors and others in the medical profession. I know we think that they make a lot, and some of them do, but a whole lot of them are struggling just like the rest of us are as well. So those are some very important people in our lives that we need to give support to on a regular basis.
You know, thank you for mentioning the teachers, and I got to speak up because, I probably wasn't speaking up loud enough, but I appreciate that. Thank you, love. I think that, having said that, we need to do, because, you know, we've had plenty of teachers and educators on our show, both college and high school, whatever. I think we need to do a show this season coming up in 2023 and bring the teachers back on all together in a roundtable because, you know, we could bring Linda Scheider in. Of course, you know, Mrs. Van Putten can come on, you know, maybe we can get Dr. Anthony back on if we can give us some milk and cookies before she comes on and calm her down a little bit. You know, I love you, Dr. Anthony. If we give you some milk and cookies, that may help. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to come in that hot. We love you. We want you. Just don't come in that hot. But, you know, maybe we can do that because that's a great conversation to have about where they see the future of teaching going.
Right.
No less where it is now, because right now I know it's not where it should be. But I think that homeschooling is going to be the future.
Right.
So parents, y'all better get ready for that. Because I'm telling you right now, the government has figured it out. They can pay the teachers crap. They already dumbed down the educational system. messing with the tests, standardizing tests and this and that. Ain't teaching people how to write in cursive. They can't do multiplication without having a calculator. So if they're dumbing it down on purpose, and that 1%, gets the best education, and they're going to figure out, hey, they did pretty well from home. We don't care if 1/3 of the students don't know how to do anything by the time they get to 11th grade. I talked to a teacher. He said he had juniors and sophomores in high school that didn't know what a verb, a noun, a pronoun, and adverb was.
Yeah.
And he was trying to teach them Spanish. He said, listen, I can't teach them another language because they don't even know the English language. Now, how is this possible? You go to school, you pay taxes. What? And it's not the teacher's fault. Not at all. It's the system. It's designed. In other countries, they go to school year round. Asian countries and other countries in Europe, they run circles around us with mathematics. And that's the problem. Like mathematics, science, all of this stuff is what's going to make the world go round, technology. So how come there's only one Bill Gates, only one Elon Musk? There should be millions across this country. But this is the issue, I'm telling you, because very few people have found a way to break through. Maybe hundreds of millions have found a way, but there's billions that they just said, screw it.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I know another thing that is very important to use that I wish more people had a understanding of is that we've got totally caught up. And I know you brought it up on past shows with the medical careers and the medical profession and the ways that we pump the medical drugs, not talking about the other kind of drugs, but the medical drugs. And I know that you are a big proponent of holistic health and all in that way. So I think that we need more people to pay attention to the holistic and the natural cures that are out there instead of getting all these drugs that are manufactured and that we don't even know all of what's in them or what they're doing to our body. And they are oftentimes the pharmaceutical industries that is making a whole lot of money and not really caring about anything but the profit margin and all in that space. So I would definitely urge people to, if you got a cold, go ahead and get your cold medicine if that's what you need, and definitely do some of the other things, but research and do some things around holistic health, because I know it was something that was big with both of my parents, and it's still big with both of my parents, that they love their holistic cures, and some of those cures are definitely very important, and we found that they are actually just as effective as some of the ones that the industry is putting out as well. So you heard me earlier praise the medical industry, and I'm not knocking that, but I also wanted to pay attention to holistic health as well.
And thank you for saying that, and we get ready to get out of here, but I do have to make this point to piggyback on that. See, there is no such thing as a flu season.
Right.
You notice it's September, August, they're like, hey, it's allergy season. And then after that, they're like, no, it's flu season, it's cold season. They be projecting crap into our minds. They keep your third eye closed so your third eye can't differentiate what is reality and what is not. Again, the Matrix. Yo, people, don't fall for this. I've never had the flu. Never.
Never.
Because I don't believe in the flu. There is no season for me to catch a cold and call it a flu season. That's BS. There is no allergy season. I sneeze all year round when I need to sneeze.
Right.
Now, yes, I'm not going to go and dip my head into yellow pollen. Of course not. Right. But don't be fooled by all of this stuff. I'm telling you, it's marketing. These people are geniuses at what they do. Stay woke. My third eye right here. Is that tattoo, y'all?
Yeah.
All right, stay woke. Mark, I'm going to give you the last word, then we're going to get out of here on a Christmas song. I love all you guys. It's been a great Christmas show. You guys have been great. Thank you for staying active on the chat line. Know this, we're going to be doing it bigger and better in 2023. We get ready to hook up, and here's the surprise ending that I was saving with Mark's company and Nicole Max Distro. And how many platforms are we going to go on, bro?
We're going to go on to several because we can go on 50 plus. So we're going to be going all over the place. We're going to be going on Spotify. We're going to be going on Hulu. We're going to be going on Anchor. We're going to be going on a number of great platforms. So you can look for there to be on several platforms, not just here on the ones that we are currently on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, but we're also going to be hitting LinkedIn and a bunch of other ones as well. So definitely look for that to be coming down in 2023. And definitely we're just going to spread this word because Zach has a very powerful message that needs to be heard around the globe and around the world, and even in over there in those other planets, because we do know that they're listening as well. So we definitely need to be heard all over the world and all over the universe as well. So we're definitely looking forward to spreading this message of positivity, hope, and a lot of the other things that Zach does on a regular basis. So definitely look forward to it in next year. It's going to be very powerful. You've already heard him say he's got some amazing guests lined up, some that we have not had before, like the gentleman that is from Mother's Finest, but we've also got some returning guests. Like he knows I'm a big fan of Ken Knox and the chairman of the board crowd and all that way. So he will be back, and there'll be some other ones that'll be making returns.
Amy too. Amy's coming back on Amy Lawrence from CBS.
Okay, Amy's coming back. Knows that I love the sports world.
Had to wait to add the football season, but my Jets, by the way, yo, dog, man, I was bragging like, yeah, Jets. Now we like Jets in the season. Same old Jets, right?
Yeah,
they crushed me, bro. I'm crushed. But your Vikings, I hope y'all get it.
I hope the Vikings get it too. We've been having that near hit for decades, so maybe this is the year that we can actually get it.
Yo, but here's my prediction for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Now, I want everybody to listen. Remember this: Kansas City versus Minnesota.
Okay.
A rematch of Super Bowl 6.
That would be a good one.
Yeah. Rematch of Super Bowl. Rematch of Super Bowl 4.
4.
Yeah. Because the Jets won 3. Because Green Bay won the first 2. Then the Jets won the third one. Right. So this is before it's the last Super Bowl before the merger. Kansas City and the Vikings. With the guy that just died, Hank Stram.
I like it.
I mean, not Hank Stram, the other guy that just died. Yeah, from that played with Kansas City. But anyway, yeah. So that's my prediction. Super Bowl. I don't know how we got on this subject, but
no. Speaking of football, well, my fantasy football team did horrible. I finished dead last. I think my brother's in one of the tournaments. I think it's in the one we call the Sucker Bowl, which is all the losers get together and try to win a championship or something along those lines. But I'm just totally out of it. I think I had like a 3-11 record, something not to be proud of. But there was a football legend that recently passed, and I didn't know if you had any thoughts about the legendary Franco Harris, because Franco Harris just recently passed as well. And of course, he was the man behind the Coke commercial and the man behind the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Immaculate Conception and all reception and all along those lines. But I didn't know if you had any thoughts about that legendary player who just recently passed, like maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
Mark, you have a lovely voice. Everyone says that. They want you to read The Night Before Christmas.
I
told you this. Kevin said that too. Now it's my show, but I never get the lovely voice award. So Mark, because you have the lovely voice, pull up The Night Before Christmas and by all means read it. Because they diss my voice. My voice apparently don't matter, even though it's my show. But Kevin told me, he said, oh man, Mark's got the best radio voice I ever heard. I was like, moi? What moi? But it's okay. I love you anyway. Night Before Christmas, your fans want to hear it. They do. I'm getting texts.
Hey, you're getting texts about me doing Twas the Night Before Christmas. Well, I pulled it up, and we're going to see if we can pull this off, even though it was not something I was expecting to do. But since they want to hear it, we're going to see if we can't pull it off.
Pull it off.
I'm getting ready to do it. You just told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her handkerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. Went out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter, sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Dunder and Blixen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house, top the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head, I was turning around. Down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eyes and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving up a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."